Hi, welcome back to my wildlife friendly garden. Today I thought we'd look at making homemade blackberry jam, which is the easiest thing in the world. I'm going to talk you through a really simple way to make jam in half an hour, and it's delicious and it keeps right through the winter, and it reminds you when you slather it on toast in the morning of those beautiful summer tasty berries. So blackberries are really easy to find in the wild. This is growing in my garden hedge, but they're in all the hedgerows around here, and it amazes me how few people bother to pick them, because they're absolutely delicious just to eat fresh or to make into pies or jam or whatever you like. They make a really good wine actually, but that's for another day. So first thing is to pick a pound of blackberries, which are probably going to take me about 10 minutes, so better get busy. There we go, look at those, gorgeous. Why is it the juiciest ones are always just out of reach? But hey ho, I've got plenty and very sticky purple slightly spiked fingers. You can't really wear gloves for doing this, but as you just drop them all. Anyway, right, I reckon that's about a pound, so let's head to the kitchen. So here we are with hopefully about a pound of blackberries, kitchen scales, pound of sugar and half a lemon. That's all you need. Okay, let's see how many we've got. So this bowl weighs 2 pounds, 3 pounds and 1 ounce. For those of you who are metric, we're after a pound of blackberries, which is about 400 grams. So I've got an ounce too many, which means I can eat a few. Take a few out. Near enough. Okay, then we need to add a pound of sugar, 400 grams. Seems a shame to use so much sugar. Not particularly good for you, but the jam is delicious. And everything else is kind of natural. And then the lemon, which you can just squeeze in. Best not to do this if you've got too many scratches on your hands, particularly if you've just been picking blackberries. Ouch! Maybe you can use a lemon squeezing gadget if you prefer. The fingers do the job better, I think, than anything else. It's good enough for Jamie Oliver. Good enough for the rest of us. Okay, then just mix it all up a bit. Doesn't need to be too thorough at this point. And we are good to put it in the microwave. So let me just turn the camera off with my sugary finger. So 10 minutes in the microwave. While that's cooking, you need to get some jars ready for your lovely jam. So it's important to sterilize your jam jars. This is just an old recycled one. And the lid. So I've poured boiling water in and given it a good shake to get it hot and hopefully to kill most of the bugs on it. But then it really helps if you drain the jam jar, 2 ticks, and then stick it and the lid in the oven on 80 degrees while the jam is bubbling away, and that hopefully will mean that the jam jar will be warm and sterile, so when you put the jam in it doesn't crack. If you just put a cold jar and pour hot jam into it, it can go unpleasantly wrong, and you really don't want boiling jam all over the place. So especially mixed with broken glass. So now we've just got to wait. So that's 10 minutes. Boiling jam gets really hot, so you do have to be careful because of all the sugar dissolved in the water. It boils at a lot higher than 100 degrees, so you don't want to spill this stuff on yourself. So okay, we've had 10 minutes cooking, and there's a little bit of graininess from a little bit of sugar that's left in the bottom, but it's nearly all dissolved. Just give it all a nice mix to try and get rid of any residual undissolved sugar. I think that's pretty good. And back in the microwave for the final 10 minutes. Beautiful, nearly there. Here we go. Great. Bubbling vat, I don't know if you can see it very well, of blackberry jam. Okay, so I've got a hot jam jar and a cold plate. I just put this in the fridge for 10 minutes. And the plate is to see if your jam has set, so you just need to put a little bit of jam on the cold plate just to cool it down. That's why the plate is chilled. And then leave it a few seconds, and as the jam cools it should set. If it doesn't, you might need to stick it back in the microwave for a couple of minutes. If it does, so what you should see is it starts to congeal, which is what this is doing. It's not runny, and there's a bit of a skin on the surface starting to form. How easy that is to see, but it's basically thickening up as it cools, so it'll set nicely as a jam. You don't want your jam to be completely runny. If you overcook it, it turns to toffee. But 20 minutes for most microwaves for a pound of fruit with a pound of sugar seems to turn out pretty much spot on. So it's now good to jar it up. Just putting those in, save them going to waste. Okay, so this is where you need to take a little care because everything's hot, but and usually you're going to spill a bit, but hey ho. My tea towel's going to end up covered in blackberries, of course. We won't worry about that. Nearly there. You want to fill it almost to the lid, less space the better. Hopefully the combination of hot jam and sterilised heated jar means that there won't be any bugs in there, and this should keep. So seal it up now, put the lid on tight, and there you go. Beautiful jar of jam, which should keep for a year or two if you need it to, although mine never last that long because we eat them, I tell you, with peanut butter on toast and homemade blackberry jam. It's just delicious. Let me just check. It just tastes of kind of summer sunshine, those lovely glistening berries. Highly recommended. Give it a go. It's so easy. 20 minutes of your life to make a beautiful jar, or as many as you like, of blackberry jam. Wholesome, Well, actually, maybe all that sugar's not so good for you, but it tastes so good, who cares? See you next time. If you'd like this and other unusual recipes for things you can make at home from products you can either find growing wild or grow yourself in the garden, then you might consider buying my latest book, The Garden Jungle. Thank you.